dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYNT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. We'll have the latest on the flash flooding threat in just a moment, but first at 4 we begin with breaking news out of Breathitt County. Authorities are investigating after 2 bodies were found. The Breathitt County coroner tells us he was called out to a home on Highway 30 West. Now, 2 people were pronounced dead around 11:15 a.m. The bodies were sent to the medical examiner for an autopsy. The sheriff's office says this was a murder-suicide, and just moments ago, they identified the victims as 55-year-old Alice Harold of Perry County and 57-year-old James Hale of Breathitt County. The sheriff's office tells us Alice Harold shot and killed her boyfriend, James Hale, before killing herself, and those details literally just in moments ago. We do have a reporter in Breathitt County and hope to have a live update for you coming up at 6 o'clock. Well, to weather now, a flash flood watch remains in effect for parts of eastern Kentucky, and strong storms are possible through tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Paige Noel begins our severe weather alert day coverage, and Paige, I understand we also have some new warnings.
Yeah, we just got actually a flash flood warning for parts of Clay County into Owsley County. I've went ahead and circled it for you here on the map because it's not quite popping up through our data, but this goes until 6:45, so you'll notice this over the past hour. Heavy rain falling in parts of northern Clay County. That's moving into parts of Owsley County as well. That includes Burning Springs. Manchester is included with this. I know they had some flash flood issues earlier this morning, and that continues to go towards the north and east and will be moving in parts of Owsley County and even parts into Breathitt County. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on the storm really over the next couple of hours or so. But this flash flood watch that goes until 8 p.m. Tuesday, that also has been extended down to the south. You'll notice that does now include parts of Clay County into Perry County as well. Another thing, we do have a slight risk out for our area for this evening. Remember, that's a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, so a few of those showers and storms could definitely be on the stronger side. And as we go ahead and take a look at pinpoint Doppler, you'll notice heavy rain falling in multiple areas, even looking up into Wolf and Lee County. Keep an eye on that storm, and heavy rain falling into parts of Norton as well. Of course, we'll keep you guys updated here online and on social media for the latest watches and warnings. Steve.
All right, Paige, thank you very much. As Paige was mentioning, Clay County certainly does not need any more rain. They were hit pretty hard last night. As you can see here in some video from a viewer, the streets of downtown Manchester were flooded last night. Now, the Warm Souls for Warren Souls homeless shelter had more than 3 inches of water on the floor. 6 people were staying there at the time and had to move to the Heritage Inn.
Of course, it rained quite hard last night, and about 2:45, I got a phone call from Brian, who's the night guy who stays here, and he said, you know, we got water running through the back door, out the front door. And I said, well, how deep is it? He said, probably about 4 or 5 inches.
Boland says he hopes to have everything cleaned up by tomorrow so people can move back in. So hopefully they won't get too much more rain there. Well, officials have identified the 2 people killed in a crash in Pulaski County this morning. We've learned Deanna Cheney was the woman who was killed. Her granddaughter, 5-year-old Kylie Hobbs, also died. The crash happened on US 27 in Burnside near Walnut Street. We're also told another woman was injured in the crash, but she does not have life-threatening injuries. The cause of that crash is not known. We'll have much more on this coming up at 6. A 12-year-old boy was killed when a vehicle hit his dirt bike. It happened Saturday night on Kentucky's 979 in the Teaberry community of Floyd County. Now the community is coming together to help the family with funeral expenses. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher explains.
Saturday night, 12-year-old Dylan Mullins was killed while riding his dirt bike in Floyd County. Now the community is coming together to help raise money for funeral expenses.
It was a very sad event that happened to such a wonderful kid who had such a bright future ahead of him.
Dylan was driving on Kentucky 979 when a vehicle hit the dirt bike.
He was an honorary member of the fire department. All he talked about was being on the fire department, how he loved being with the fire trucks and all the guys.
Brant Spradland and members of the Mud Creek Fire Department wanted to do something to help.
Thank y'all. Mud Creek Fire Department, we just want to say our condolences to the family, and we hope that we can raise enough money and help out as much as we can.
Early Monday morning, volunteers grabbed their reflective vests and a plastic bag to stand in the middle of the road in Herald to take up donations.
It's a really good thing to see the community give back to such a good cause. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a good time.
Raising more than $2,300, volunteers with the Mud Creek Fire Department tell me they cannot thank this community enough. In Floyd County, Marion Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
And we have an update. Moments ago, we learned the donation total is now up to around $5,000. Later at 6, you'll hear from teachers who say next school year will not be the same without Dylan Mullins. Officials with the Floyd County Emergency Management issued a golden alert this afternoon for a missing man. Here he is. 20-year-old Gideon Pitts was last seen leaving his home in the Spurlock Creek area around 6:30 Sunday evening. He was wearing blue jeans and a blue t-shirt. Officials say he may show childlike behavior. If you have any information, you should call Kentucky State Police at 606-433-7711 or Prestonsburg Dispatch at 606-886-1010. 2 women in Leslie County were arrested Sunday after reportedly trying to steal multiple vehicles. Deputies responded to a complaint about a stolen tow truck on Highway 421 that had been wrecked and was abandoned. Not long after, police spotted 2 women trying to steal a car, which led to a high-speed chase on the Hal Rogers Parkway. One of the suspects, 28-year-old Andrea Wallace, tried to run away before being captured, while 31-year-old Samantha Thomas was arrested at the scene. Both faced a host of charges. We have some traffic alerts for you this afternoon. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet has warned of 3 planned bridge closings for repairs. 2 of these are in Laurel County starting today and running through July 18th. One is on Highway 80 over Lick Fork Creek near the 18-mile marker. The other is on Highway 80 over Hoop Hole Creek near the 22-mile marker. A Knox County man is facing charges in a string of thefts. Saturday night, troopers were called to a home on Highway 1530 just outside Barberville. Troopers discovered 45-year-old Samuel Owens broke into 2 houses and also forced his way into 3 other buildings. While police were able to return most of the stolen items, 2 cattle gates have not yet been claimed by their owners. If you know who owns the gates you see there on your screen, you can contact the State Police Post in Harlan at 606-573-3131. A Kentucky basketball legend died yesterday. King Kelly Coleman was 80 years old. Coleman set many records that still stand today and was also the first Kentucky Mr. Basketball in 1956. WYMT's Macy Marie talked to some of those who were close to him today and joins us from the newsroom with more. Macy.
Steve, King Kelly Coleman was a Floyd County native, a basketball star, and a friend to many who met him. Coleman played for the Wayland Wasps back in the 1950s. He got the Mr. Basketball title in 1956. But those who knew him best say Coleman was more than just a basketball player. J.R. Van Hoos, a fellow Mr. Kentucky, befriended Coleman during his later part of his life. He says Coleman inspired many mountain athletes to follow their dreams of making it big.
Everybody wanted to be a legend like him, and nobody's done it since. And so that's one of the amazing things about it.
His visitation will be held at the Wayland Gym from 10 to 8 on Friday. The funeral service will be on Saturday starting at 10 at Hall Funeral Home over in Martin. Coleman was 80 years old, and we'll have much more on him tonight at 6.
All right, Macy, thank you very much. The spokesman for Iran's atomic agency announced on state television that in 10 days, Iran will surpass the uranium stockpile limit set by the 2015 nuclear deal. The move would put Iran just a step away from weapons-grade levels of uranium. The Trump administration walked away from the deal last year and reimposed tough new economic sanctions. This comes less than 1 week after an attack on oil tankers as they navigated through the Gulf of Oman. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Monday. The Dow closes up today more than 22 points. American artist, fashion designer, and socialite Gloria Vanderbilt has died. Her son, CNN's Anderson Cooper, says she died at home with friends and family at her side. Vanderbilt inherited millions as the great-great-granddaughter of 19th century railroad magnate Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt. She was the mother of 4 sons and wife to 4 men and had a varied career as a model, actress, poet, painter, author, and mass marketer of designer jeans.
Perry County officially has a new restaurant starting today. Coming up, find out why it's more than just food. It boils down to 4 letters, JOBS.
And the flash flood threat remains as we head into the overnight hours and into your Tuesday. We'll break down that full forecast next.